What up, though, y'all? How y'all living? I'm watching this Young Thug interview like everybody else, and I get to what I would call the realest part of the interview, and it kind of really stood out to me. Check this out, because I had this problem too.
You don't like the word hurt. I see how you looked at that. But a nigga gotta know when they hurt, bro. Cause the only thing you're explaining is you talking about betrayal. Those words bring heartbreak.
Yeah, but bro, we gangsters, bro. We men, bro. We bosses, bro.
Ain't no such thing, bro. I cried on the internet about that. Give a fuck. I ain't that gangster.
I know.
Nigga, our heart is fragile. Cause look.
That's true, man. When you get to using words like betrayal and some of the things that we just commonly roll through, it is a lot of hurt with that. You know, I had a whole lot of betrayal happen after I got shot. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like what could have been the worst time ever. And I ain't understand it. And then I ain't get the opportunity to sit with that and think about how I felt with that. I knew I ain't want to be vengeful. I knew I couldn't let somebody else being disloyal to me make me a disloyal person. I knew I was bigger than that, and so I kept moving. But the reality of it is, even though I was able to move on, a lot of that betrayal, that shit did hurt me. It did affect me. I do look at these people differently. Shit, I look at all people a little bit differently. And the thing about my situation with the betrayal, a lot of that was unnecessary. A lot of that was not even beneficial. You know, a lot of that didn't help the people that, you know, it didn't help them at all to betray me. Go figure that one out. Which made understanding it even more difficult for me. You know what I'm saying? And then I just came to the conclusion, like, some things ain't really meant to be understood. And if a dummy knew why he did dumb shit, then he wouldn't be a dummy. But the thing about it is, even a dummy think about what they doing. You know what I'm saying? Even a dummy wears a seatbelt. You know what I'm saying? Even the biggest dummy don't shit where they eat. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I can't even say these people are dummies. They put a whole lot of thought and effort into their betrayal. And I don't think they cared if it went wrong. So what does that say about me if betraying, what does that say about me if you betraying me, the idea of it going wrong don't cross your mind? What does that say about our relationship, how I may take this betrayal? And me being a gangster or a hustler, like, some of that shit kind of come into play, but then it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Still an individual. And some shit do hurt, especially when it's unnecessary. And fellas, I'm not going to tell you it's cool to express your feelings and what you're going through with somebody, because 9 times out of 10, the person you're talking to ain't worth hearing what you're talking about. That's number one. Number two, at least be able to recognize in yourself when some of these things you're going through and dealing with may have or may be affecting you. You know what I'm saying? Because it will weigh on you heavy and how you making the wrong decisions. You know what I'm saying? Check it out.
I think, like, because I gotta rebuild.
So do you think watching a nigga look as if they
that was
like
even more
Gunna? You think watching Gunna look
more crazy when he was talking about rebuilding, because it happened to me in the middle of rebuilding. Figure that out. The whole shot thing and what happened with that, then all of this it was like, I got shot like 3 years ago. Everything after that shit was horrific betrayals. And it was crazy because I had just set up everybody around me. And I'm talking about horrific betrayals. Why you gotta betray somebody that's giving it to you? You know what I'm saying?
I be with them. And not because they dead or they went to prison or they did it, because they betrayed me. I can't.
And that's the part. It looked like I ain't never really understood this dude, the vibe with this dude, to really mess with his music that much. But in that moment, I fucked with him. And it's like, damn, moving on does feel different when you used to being around these people that you can't be around no more because they betray you. And then when you do deal with these people, it's a contentious relationship because of the betrayal, and then how they look at the betrayal. And then on top of the fact, like, if I'm doing stuff for you that you can't do for yourself or won't do for yourself out of love, and you betray me, what does that say about how you look at yourself? And all this time I'm looking at you like you somebody. All this time I'm looking at you like you a person of value, but you don't even have enough value for yourself to value the people that bring value into your life while valuing you. And the excuse people use for this is, oh, I was in survival mode, or this, that. If you was in survival mode, you would be thinking about the tree that bears the most fruit and protecting that motherfucker. And on that note, it don't matter how gangster you is. It don't matter how tough you is. Getting stabbed by a safety pin gonna still hurt you a little bit. It might deflate your ass. And I'm gonna make sure I'm not so bothered by the word hurt. Cause the honest truth is, a lot of this shit that people just throw on us niggas, or men period, it do hurt. It do hurt. And nobody's ever accountable for the things that they do to us or situations they put us in. It's like we just gotta roll through it and keep going. And sometimes that hurts. Anyways, man, we're gonna dig off into the rest of this interview, and I'm gonna get back with you. One.